watching the sports political channel of LB. If you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share these videos on your social media platforms. Let's get down to business. So this is a continuance of a video I did yesterday regarding Jerry Jones and this resurfaced 1957 photo of him amongst a group of white boys trying to prevent some black kids from entering a high school out there in Arkansas. Now, we all know that Stephen A. Smith came to his defense of these resurfaced photos. And why would Stephen A. Smith be so fond of Jerry Jones, right? Now, before we go any deeper, I'm going to play a clip and I'm going to let himself tell you why he's so fond of Jerry Jones. Now, mind you, this was the same man who stood up here and bashes Kyrie Irving on a daily a couple years ago for his refusal to take the jab. All right? Now, I'm going to let Stephen A. Smith himself articulate the best way he know how of his fondness for Jerry Jones. This is disgusting. This is disgusting.
And I'm not hiding that from anybody. I'm pretty pissed off. And let me say this. I'm pissed off, but not for reasons that people would think.
Fair use.
I'm very, very fond of Jerry Jones. And I'm not hiding that from anybody. Is his record perfect? No. But I'm pissed off because he doesn't deserve what just happened. He doesn't deserve it. Our report said he was 14 years old. Yeah. Another report said he was 15 years old. At minimum, that's 65 years ago.
And what the devil that got to do with anything? Stephen A. Smith? What the devil that has to do with anything? You think Emmett Till's family forget about what happened to him? When Carolyn Bryant lied on his name that resulted in Emmett Till being murdered when he was 14 years old, you think that family forgot about it? See, what we ain't gonna do, Stephen A. Smith, is be some crash test dummy so you can sit up here and defend the other while slamming the brother. And then where one group gets one set of rules and another group gets a whole nother set of rules, Stephen A. Smith. You're disgusting. You're the stepped on cockroach that's under the bottom of my shoe.
You're gonna bring up a picture of Jerry Jones standing at this protest. No question, what was happening is not something that anybody as a black person should be appreciative about. We had 6 students at that particular North Little Rock High School that was trying to desegregate the school.
No.
So what was he doing there? You can't be curious nowhere else, Stephen A. Smith. You over there, your head going up and down and all the way around like it's National Bubblehead Night at a Mets game. What was he doing there? That's the question we're asking. And he ain't there to be curious. You want to be curious, you can be curious on the segregated bus going home. You can be curious in the classroom that he was supposed to be in, disobeying the order of his football coach of the same team he was trying to make. So don't give me this nonsense about, oh man, it was so 65 years ago. We really got to move on from. No, we don't got to move on from that. See, it's people like you that gets on my nerves because it's people like you that get in the way of progress. It's people like you that'll sit up there and try to play both sides. You don't do that with the black folks. When Martavis Bryant was busted for smoking weed, you was all over him like mole on the shower curtain. When Kyrie Irving refused to get the jab, you was all over him like how a fat kid is all over a German chocolate cake. So don't give me this nonsense of what you're saying right now. That was 65 years ago. Because with black folks get life sentences put on them over false labels and projection. Meanwhile, white folks get to reinvent themselves. These racists and white supremacists out here get to practice the art of evolution, and we're supposed to forget about everything that's happened, right, Stephen A? You're disgusting. You are trash. You are basura. You understand that? You dark sour headline having ass. Sherman Hemsley is rolling over in his grave right now because his stunt double out here doing the shuffle.
No one should be okay with it.
Nobody should be okay with
What up,
that.
Molly?
We understand that. We get all of that. We also understand what we as black people and as black folks, black men have to deal with. And by the way, to some degree, we still deal with a lot of things. And we
Okay, then here you go. This double talking, John turkey. Hey, oh, you know, as black folks you understand we gotta go with every day. Yeah, and you sitting up here talking about what Jerry Jones don't deserve. You think Emmett Till deserved to be murdered? You think this Bill Cosby deserved to be put in prison over false convictions and prosecutorial misconduct? You think black people on a daily basis get murdered by these thugs with badges? You think black people deserve that? But you sitting up here defending Jerry Jones. You disgusting. You are trash. But you know what? It don't surprise me that a Bama like that would go on this nasty diatribe. It don't. It don't surprise me when Stephen A. Smith be on this Bamaism. Right? You know why Stephen A. Smith would be fond of Jerry Jones? You know why? Well, let's play a couple clips as to see why he's so fond.
Stephen A. said that every black person in America should vote Republican.
No, not that one. Sorry about that. Wrong clip.
Now you know if this is me, I got to show up in a big time way. I can't just show up in Big D. I can't just show up in Frisco, Texas. I can't just show up at the Cowboys facility in just any kind of ordinary fashion. I need this to be here in style, so I'm in a helicopter. What I got next to me, ladies. Look at this. Hey, they said he was coming to town. I had a big choice: get him a stick horse or a mule, or take this cowboy helicopter out here. Well, I got to thinking about it. And if I could possibly get him on that helicopter and scare him real good, then I might get him to recant years that said about the Cowboys. But I know one thing, he loves me up here today because he ain't going down until I get that out of him. This is my buddy right here. This is my buddy right here. I'm trying to get back safe. I'm trying to get back safe. Will it make me decide to love the Cowboys and their Cowboy fans? I believe this is it. First takes in the house.
Now you see how this guy was cheesing from ear to ear when he was all up in daggone on Jerry Jones's helicopter. You see how he was cheesing from ear to ear when that man was in that helicopter with Jerry Jones. Now, why else would Stephen A. Smith be so fond of Jerry Jones? And Stephen A. Smith is so fond of Jerry Jones that back in October 13th, he did this on his show First Take.
because it's his 80th birthday, and he's my buddy, my Libra buddy, my Libra brother. I only have one thing to say. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jerry. Happy birthday to you.
Just disgusting, man. Just disgusting. See, if you wonder why I have to keep my foot on his neck, it's because that if we don't do it, then our message will eventually get drowned out. So we have to constantly put our foot on this guy's neck. See, this is the kind of buck dancing that Stephen A. Smith will do. But for us black folks out here, oh, well, you know, we got to be held accountable. We got to be held accountable for the stuff we say. We got to be held accountable for the stuff we do. We got to be held accountable for stuff that gets projected onto us. See, this is off-brand, off-code behavior, and this is the kind of stuff that needs to be called out every time it happens. We cannot afford to just sit back on the sideline and be like, well, you know, that's Stephen A. being Stephen A. No. Cannot afford to let Stephen A. be Stephen A. This man has already came out his own black-ass lips and said that, how could I make my boss's money and how could I get some of that money? So he's willing to sell you up the river for his own leisure and lifestyle. This man don't keep the same energy for nothing. He don't. He don't. Kyrie Irving refused to take the jab. He was all over Kyrie Irving for not taking the jab. When his BFF, Aaron Rodgers, lied about taking the jab and it turned out that he didn't, then he treated Aaron Rodgers with kid gloves. When Justin Turner for the Dodgers ran out on the field after it was revealed that he had the Maximus. What's up, Christopher Sims, Intelligent Psycho, Maximus Royalty? My man Eric Johnson, salute to all y'all in the building. This man knew he had it now. They pulled him out the game. After the Dodgers won the World Series, he ran back on the field, knowing he had that stuff, taking pictures, giving hugs to other people, pulling up the trophy and all that. And what did Stephen A. Smith do? Did he go scorch earth on Justin Turner? No, he did not. Kyrie Irving gave his reasons for not wanting to take the jab and all that. That's who he went scorch earth over. And it was wall-to-wall, eye in the sky, number 5 on the dial coverage every day when it came to Kyrie Irving. When this recent event happened with Kyrie Irving about this projected false label of anti-Semitism that was laced upon Kyrie Irving. Did he go after Nick Friedel, that clown show of a reporter that was trying to stroke trying to fan the flames of that type of deal? No, he did not. He didn't go after Nick Friedel. Nick Friedel was the main guy that was sitting up here putting these false labels and projecting stuff on the Kyrie Irving. And it was only after that 6-step process that Kyrie Irving had to do and the pressure from the black community, and all of a sudden, Stephen A. Smith found his blackness about him. Just disgusting. This man is disgusting. Now, I'm going to play a clip back in 2015, and this was Stephen A. Smith was telling the black people when it came to the Democratic Party.
Stephen A. said that every black person in America should vote Republican for at least one election. Stephen A. Smith is joining me now. Stephen, who are you trying to send a message to? Republicans, Democrats, African Americans, all of the above?
I'd go with all of the above. That sounds about right, but specifically the Democratic Party from the standpoint that I definitely believe that the black vote has been taken for granted. And primarily the black community is at fault in my estimation in that regard, simply because on one hand, we're giving one party our vote because they've successfully gone about the business of convincing our community that the other party, the Republican Party, is completely against the interest of the black community. And as a result, we've been very transparent transparent in our support. We've bought it hook, line, and sinker. We look at the Republican Party. I'm not talking about every single one of us, of course, but vast majority of black Americans look at the Republican Party as the enemy. We look at the Democratic Party, even tacitly, as our support base. And as a result, we are very transparent in our support for them. So because of it, they have a license to take us for granted. The Republican Party has a license to summarily dismiss us because they believe they'll never get our vote anyway. And then we end up finding ourselves devoid of any kind of representation whatsoever because nobody is really competing to garner our vote and our support. So I said what I said because I wanted folks in my community to stand up and recognize that if you go to a house or you go buy a car or whatever the case may be, you don't just see something you want and say, I want that. Tell me what the price is and I'll pay for it. Somebody has to flatter you in order to garner your dollars and your support. I think the same should apply to politicians who represent us.
Let me put this in the context of 2016, because I think given the monolithic nature of the African-American vote, a lot of Republicans don't even make the ask. Rand Paul is making the ask. Is there anything that he can say that you think can change this equation?
Well, first of all, he can highlight some of the inconsistencies and discrepancies the opposing party might be throwing in our direction, things that we may not know. That's number one. Number two, one of the things that you need to do as a Republican, particularly if you're running for the presidency, you have to surround yourself with a bunch of folks that look like us and not just you, that look like Hispanics and not just you.
Yep, that's the kind of stuff Stephen A. Smith was saying back in 2016 when, black folks was tired of Obama giving them the runaround. You telling us to vote Republican. That's coon babble. Okay? I need everyone to understand that's coon babble. Make sure you hit the like button too. Like button's only $3.99. That's coon babble. Now, Jerry Jones, in that same year, right, has donated money to the Trump presidency. And I'm going to show everybody an article that I found pretty interesting, but Stephen A. Smith was running his mouth telling people they need to support the Republican Party, right? Now, check this out. Which NFL owners support Donald Trump? And this is a list of those who have donated to the president, right? Since he first announced his candidacy in 2015, Donald Trump has never been shy about his NFL connections. The president has also boasted about his relationship with Cowboys owner Jerry Jones, his friendship with Patriots owner Robert Kraft, and Miami Dolphins boss Stephen Ross. Jerry Jones, the outspoken Cowboys owner, was a vocal supporter of Trump over the issue of players kneeling during the national anthem of 2017 and also backed the president financially. Data from the Federal Election Commission shows that Glenstone LP, a firm linked to Jones and is registered at the same address as the Cowboys, donated over $1 million to the Trump inaugural committee. But Stephen A. Smith telling us to vote Republican. I wonder why. See, this is the kind of individual that's running his mouth out here about black folks. And he'll sit up there and defend white folks at every angle, at every juncture, and every possible moment he can. And if he tries to hold white folks accountable, he don't go at white folks with the same vigor. He don't go after white folks with the same energy. He don't go after white folks with the same venom as he does black folks. Gigi Chillin 702, salute to you, my sister. Make sure you go sub to my brother right there. The bottom line, Santee Walden. Go sub to my brother right there. TBLSW, go sub to him. Shout out to my brother in the building. And hey, Santee, you want to come in, bro? But that's who Stephen A. Smith wants y'all to go vote for. He wants y'all to go vote Republican, right? Meanwhile, these white supremacists out here donating the Trump campaign, and I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of these NFL owners out here donate to the campaign for Ron DeSantis. Because that's the name that's been floating around. Now, if you follow my channel for the last couple of years, I've been one of the ones that been telling y'all that Ron DeSantis was out here running for president in 2024. Don't believe me? My videos are still up. Because I know there's some people out there, LB, you ain't say nothing like that. You just started your YouTube channel. You ain't say nothing like that, LB. Really? All right. Well, if you don't believe me, if you think I'm on cap right now, right, the videos are still up about what I said about Ron DeSantis. But this just goes to show you how much of a baboon this individual is, Stephen A. Smith. I don't like this dude. I don't. I don't respect this guy. I don't. And anybody that sits up there and calls himself respected Stephen A. Smith, well, you and I are going to have big issues. You and I are going to have big issues. Because that's who he is. This is who he represents. I mean, how many times that these buck dancers out here are going to show you who they really are before you get the hint that this man and people like him do not represent your best interests. Just because they do one or two good things and they say one or two good things about the black community, that's supposed to overshadow the other times they sold us up the river. That's supposed to outweigh the other 35, 40 times they sold us up the river. The Candace Owenses of the world, the Jason Whitlocks, all these people out here who said they throw the black community under the bus on a daily basis, right? They say one or two good things and then all of a sudden now they're on code. Now they're coming back home. No! They're doing this for one thing and one thing only, and that's greed. Because that's the only color they care about. They only care about the color green, lining their pockets. So that's why we got to keep consistency on calling these guys out every time they out here buck dancing, shucking and jiving, selling us up the river. Oh, that was a still picture back there. We really don't know why he was there. Ask Jerry Jones why was he there. You sitting up there in this helicopter, cheesing like a goddamn Chessy cat. Why was he there? More importantly, how come he himself did not bring this up? How come it took the Washington Post to bring this article up for him to finally say something about it when he was asked about this and the optics that it represents? He could have gotten out in front of this before this picture even got out there to the public, but he didn't. And now he's doing all this backpedaling, all this splaining, all this stuttering and stammering and mumbling and bumbling and stumbling his words. And Stephen A. Smith calling himself defending Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones don't need you speaking for him. You buck dancers don't even know your place. Y'all think y'all can just run out in front of the slings and arrows and the bullets that's coming these guys' way? Are you his Teflon Don now? That's disgusting. You make me sick. You make my booty hole itch. Just disgusting. That's all I gotta say about that. Now, if you're not a subscriber to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share these videos on your social media platforms. Shouts out to the mighty LDBC. Now, YouTube will probably age restrict this video, but look, the truth ain't got no age limit. So, there's that. This your man. Scream at me. Oh!